Hey, what will it be tonight?
I'll have a shot at a beer.
What kind of beer did you want?
Anyone that's the most popular you have on a draft.
Okay. Here you go.
There's my beer, but where's my shot?
He asked for it. He'll lose more customers this way.
Hello there, I'm Holly, and welcome to another Weirdness Really Bad Movie Show.
And I'm Dave, and for those of you who aren't familiar with us, we host the Weirdness Really Bad Movie where we use public domain movies. Now, on this show, we use some of the finest shows, TV shows in public domain, many of which you may never have heard of.
And in this show, we add in our comedy sketches, a few weekly tips, a quiz, and some public domain features.
And one of our weekly features is a classic kids cartoon serial. This week, it's part 2 of our Space Angel story, The Ghost and Crystal Mace.
We'll be giving you our web address at the end of the show so you can only ignore one show at a time. So Dave, what show are we featuring this week?
Well, Holly, for this week, we'll be looking at an American-made TV show series about being in London and actually filmed in France.
Oh, we must be featuring one of the syndicated series of the adventures of Sherlock Holmes.
You must be really good at Jeopardy, Holly.
That and a lot of other things you don't know about, Dave.
Really? What kind of things?
Things that I'm not going to tell you about, Dave.
You know, Holly, I don't think it's healthy for partners to keep secrets from each other.
Dave, we're not partners. We're co-hosts.
Well, if that's the way you want it, then I think we might as well take a break and then get started in on this week's show.
Great.
I have secrets too, you know.
Dave, it's shuffleboard, okay? It's shuffleboard. I'm really good at shuffleboard.
Really? I still have secrets.
And it's probably better that they stay that way.
Hey!
We'll be right back.
Oh, fine. Just what I need.
Good afternoon, sir. May I have your driver's license and insurance card, please? Okay. All right. Take a look at this. So, what was the problem, officer? Well, sir, Mr. Bingley, do you realize you were weaving in and out of traffic?
No, I didn't realize that.
Well, I'm going to have you blow into this breathalyzer.
I can't do that. I'm an asthmatic, and it might cause me to have an attack.
Well, then the next best thing is a blood test. We're going to have to go for a blood test.
I can't do that either. I'm a hemophiliac, and I might bleed to death.
We're going to have to go down to the station and get a urine sample from you.
I'm also diabetic, and that might cause me to have a low blood sugar.
Then, how about getting out of this car and walking that line?
That line?
That line. See it?
I can't do that either.
Why not?
Because I'm drunk.
Hi, I'm Nurse Lovely with another healthy living tip. If you want to lose weight, never go back for seconds. Get it all the first time.
It's time for our next episode of Space Angel. Space Angel chronicled the adventures of 3 astronauts who worked for the Earth Bureau of Investigation's Interplanetary Space Force on board the spaceship Starduster. Let's join pilot Scott McLeod, gunner engineer Taurus, and communications expert Crystal Mace for episode number 237, part 2 of The Ghost and Crystal Mace. We pick up when the astronauts are about to land on the planet. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2,
Last time, the chief sent Scott, Crystal, and Taurus on a journey to explore the origin of some strange radio signals from space. As they arrived at their destination, mysterious sounds seemed to come from ghostly shapes.
We seem to be settling down in the valley. I can see mountains around us.
Well, it could be a swamp. That might account for the mist.
I don't think so, Chris. Indicator shows solid ground.
Skipper, are you sure there's solid ground here somewhere?
We're still going down.
I only hope we don't damage the Starduster on those rocks.
This place smells dead.
Taurus, you and I'll take a look. Chris, you better stay at the Starduster.
Not again. I want to go too.
Sorry, Chris. Didn't you tell me you needed time to work out your expense account? What I see?
I don't know, but I have a feeling we're being watched.
Now, where'd he go?
Beats me. What was it anyway?
$14.29. 23.18 plus $6.71. Now, let's see. That comes to $29.88. $29.89. Who's there? Oh dear. What's going on here? How did you get in?
I snuck in when you had the door open.
But who are you? Or rather, what are you?
I don't know. This is a comfortable chair.
What do you mean you don't know?
Nobody tells me anything. What's this button?
Don't touch that.
You mean like this?
Oh, no! You're a ghost, aren't you? Leave those buttons alone, you delinquent little ghost.
Skipper, what's the last thing she's doing? Has she gone completely daft?
What could have happened?
You little monster. Now look what you've done.
Pippa, no hands. I'm flying.
Starduster spinning into space. Can Crystal gain control and land the ship by herself? Don't miss the next exciting episode of Space Angel.
Hi, I'm Maud Mother Goose, and I'm going to read a modernized version of a nursery rhyme. Did you ever wonder what happened to Humpty Dumpty? Well, here goes. Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty together again. But what of young Humpty with head of slight crack, with brains a bit scrambled and soreness of back? He sued the wall builders for willful neglect and retired to life in St. Lucie Inlet. Happiness through mediation. Well, join me next time as we find out what did Jack Horner do to land in the timeout corner. Ta-ta for now. Bye.
Now it's time for this week's TV show, Sherlock Holmes. Believe it or not, until 2012, this was the only Sherlock Holmes series ever produced.
That's right. Now, Universal had a movie series, and both NBC and the Mutual Radio networks both had a radio program. But no American TV network had ever transformed Sherlock Holmes to the small screen until CBS introduced Elementary.
Now this series, although made for American television, was independently produced for a one-year syndication. It filmed 39 episodes, and the episode you're about to see first aired on July 4th, 1955.
You know, Holly, I could have been a great detective like Sherlock Holmes.
Really? And what makes you think that?
Well, because I just got back from a meeting with the IRS.
And how does that qualify you to be a detective?
Well, he told me I had some rather amazing deductions.
I don't think the two of you were speaking the same language there.
And then there's my education that qualifies me as well.
Really? Where did you go to school?
Elementary school, my dear Holly. Elementary school.
Again, not a qualification for detective work.
Well, mine was. I studied all the Encyclopedia Brown mysteries I could get my hands on.
Oh, I see.
And then there's my keen powers of observation as well.
Oh, you mean you finally cleaned your glasses?
You know, laugh if you will, Holly, but, you know, I see things that other people don't.
That's probably because they're not on the same medications that you're on.
I guess I'm just going to have to demonstrate it to you. Through my keen powers of observation, I can see that we're going to watch an episode of Sherlock Holmes, The Adventure of the Haunted Gainsborough.
Well, I guess I can't argue with that. Roll the film, Eugene.
Got a light?
You're welcome.
Come in.
Are you Mr. Sherlock Holmes?
Yes,
well,
I am.
quick, man, shut the door. She's after me. Aye, there she is, the wild, mischievous creature. Look at her. Did you ever see anything so brazen?
But the state's empty.
Eh? Oh, she's gone. She faded away the moment you looked out.
Excuse me, sir, but who faded away?
Well, the ghost of my ancestors, Heather.
Oh, her ghost?
Aye, her ghost. And a more impudent, saucy ghost you won't find in the whole of Scotland. Oh, I'm in need of a stimulant.
Cup of tea, perhaps.
No, thank you. Not that habit. But maybe you have a wee drop of Scotland's gift to civilization.
Say no more.
You know it's upsetting being followed by a ghost.
Oh, forgive me. Allow me to complete the introductions. Dr. Watson, Mr. McGregor.
How did you know I was Malcolm McGregor, Laird of Brehallach?
I didn't, sir. Only that your name is McGregor. Your
I am, sir, and I wish to sell it. But she won't let me.
Heather?
Yes. Every time a buyer is handing over the money, she whisks in and scares them off. Thank you, Doctor. It was necessary.
Yes.
You say she scares them off?
Money, Mr. McGregor?
I am, Mr. Holmes. The mortgage on my castle is due at midnight tomorrow night. Mr. Holmes, I have one last chance, and you've got to help me. An American is coming to look at the painting at the castle tomorrow. You must stop Heather from scaring him off. If you don't, I lose my castle.
You know, Holmes, she's a very pretty ghost. We'll take her case, Mr. McGregor.
I cannot thank you enough, Mr. Holmes.
Not at all.
Now, you will take the Royal Scots train from the London Euston station at 9 o'clock tonight.
3 minutes past 9.
As you say, Dr. Watson. You will take that to Glasgow, and at Glasgow you will change to Buchanan Street to the Highland Railway there. Ask them to put you off at Brehallach Halt.
Thank you, Mr. McGregor.
There is just one more thing, Mr. Holmes. Will the price of your railway fare be included in your fee? Or will I have to give you that out of my own pocket?
No, it's included, sir.
You're a gentleman, Mr. Holmes. You are a great gentleman.
You tell me there's very good grouse shooting up at Brehallach. Hello, Holmes. What have you found there? Woman's glove. Mid-18th century. Curious place to find it, Watson. Very curious.
I've been in, Mr. Sherlock Holmes and Dr. John Watson. I'll see that your bags are put in your rooms.
Now, that's an experience I never thought I'd have, being piped into a Scottish castle.
I wonder who he was announcing us to.
Oh, the ghost, perhaps.
I forgot to tell you, sirs, the McGregor has gone to the village this afternoon. He intends to remain there until this evening, when he fetches the American from the station. He begs your pardon.
Gloomy old place, this. Damp, too. I shouldn't wonder if the laird has rheumatism. Well, they're 8:30. He hasn't got much time till midnight.
You know, it's odd, Watson. That portrait. Do you notice that the...
Why, Holmes. It's... Shh.
Better come closer.
Reflect, and then you'll plainly see the McGregor fortune hung with me. A curse on all who dare conspire to take me down from o'er the fire.
Watson, the candelabra. This is the only way she could have come.
"50 feet straight down from here."
Oh, nothing here, Watson. Let's go and have another look in the hallway, shall we?
All right.
Is it me you're looking for?
Yes, Heather. It's you we're looking for. Your glove?
Did I drop my glove somewhere?
I think you remember. Would you care to have it back?
Are you sure it's only the glove you want to give me?
What else, then?
A kiss, maybe?
I say, Holmes. Well, that's most extraordinary, Watson. Well, I'm afraid we must score one for Heather, and a very neat one.
Now, Holmes, I don't want to seem ridiculous, you know, but...
I know, old chap. It's quite inexplicable, for the moment anyway.
Yes, but... Well, I mean, it makes the chills run up and down your spine, and those tinkling bells. What's it all mean?
I wonder who owns the mortgage on this castle.
Mr. Ross, the lad said, though I can't for the life of me think what he wants the place for. After all, it can't pay for itself, and it's in very poor condition.
Well, undoubtedly, Watson, we could uncover something if we worked in that direction. But I'm afraid we haven't got the time to investigate. We must attempt to deal more directly with our attractive ghost.
Have you got a scheme, Holmes?
Let's just say I have a notion.
Oh?
Well, the ghost is bound to appear for the benefit of Mr. McGregor's American client. When she does, we'll be quite prepared for her.
And how does one prepare for a ghost?
By first deciding if she is a ghost.
Well, Holmes, what's your plan?
There are 2 tiny alcoves at the head of the stairs.
Oh, just a few feet after the turn.
Each of us hides either side of the stairway. We conceal ourselves. And when Heather comes down to make her appearance, she has to pass by one of us.
And as she passes one of us will take her.
No. Let her come down and give her performance. That will establish her guilt. Then when she goes to make her exit back up the stairway, we jump out and nab her.
Brilliant, Holmes.
And since the laird should be returning shortly, we won't have very long to wait. You take the right, Watson. I'll take the left.
Right you are.
Piping in the McGregor and Mr. Samuel Scott.
Thank you, partner. That's right nice. Thought there was a couple of gents here.
Well, McLeish said they were here. They'll be taking the air, maybe.
That the great work of art I'm going to take back home?
Yes, Mr. Scott, that's a portrait of my ancestors, Heather. That's the work of a master, Mr. Scott. Away with ye, you heartless ghasty! Begone with ye! Don't you see you'll lose my castle?
Reflect, and then you'll plainly see the McGregor fortune hung with me. A curse on all who dare conspire to take me down from o'er the fire.
Come back here. Come back, you brazen warlock, and have it out with me! You cannot do this to me, Heather! You cannot do it! Come back!
Gone? But I didn't see her go no place.
Well, didn't you get her?
No, didn't she pass you?
No, I thought she passed you.
But I thought the same thing.
Why, Holmes, it's...
Yes, I know. It's impossible.
fresh candies, the flavors you love. Assorted drinks, your favorite beverages. Hot coffee. Hot dogs the way you like them. Ice cream smoothly delicious.
And now we return to the case of the haunted Gainsborough.
Coyotes and rattlesnakes. That's all we got where I come from. Never heard tell of a ghost.
Why does she do this to me, Mr. Holmes? It's not her castle now.
It'd suit me if you'd give me the picture and let me ride out of here, lad.
You mean, Mr. Scott? Do you mean that you still want the painting?
Well, I wouldn't want it said I got scared out of a deal by no lady. Even if she wasn't no lady. What do you want for the picture?
£5,000.
What'll you take?
1,000.
It's a deal.
You're a gentleman, Mr. Scott, a great gentleman. Well, let's go and have our supper. My appetite's returning. It'll be like a feast to me now. Will you be so kind as to follow me, gentlemen? Man, it can't be.
Would I invent such a tale?
Oh, no. What has she done to me?
Now listen, McLeish, you must go back to Mr. Scott. Keep him entertained. Keep him out of here as long as you can, but by no means tell him about this.
I'll do my best. As long as there's food, he'll stay, I think.
Heather, give it back to me.
It is my own portrait, and you will not sell it, Malcolm McGregor.
Have you no consideration for pity's sake? She's gone. You cannot catch a ghost.
You find something, Holmes?
Our first material evidence.
The tinkling sound.
It was sewn to something. Probably a glove.
Well, I must say, Holmes, I'm very relieved.
Well, I'm not relieved. It's 11:15 already. My painting's gone, and soon I'll lose my castle.
Now listen. You must say nothing about this to Mr. Scott. If he comes in here, tell him that you're having the painting packed. He must be kept willing to buy until midnight.
But there's nothing to buy now.
There will be.
That Holmes runs like an antelope.
I've told you afore, take no chances.
I'm fed up the same old routine again and again.
I didn't like your variations.
What do you mean? I read my lines straight. I'm a professional actress and talented. You're a distressful man. I know let you down.
I'll tell you better of that when I go to collect my castle.
Can't see what you want with this tumble-down old place.
There's more in it than meets the eye.
I appreciate you having the picture crated for me. If it's ready in time, I might break camp and ride out of here tonight.
Mr. Archibald Ross.
I take note of the fact that I'm not piped into the castle.
Ooh, only welcome guests of the laird piped into McGregor Castle.
Well, if you want my opinion, I didn't like the way you blow the pipes anyway.
You would not know good piping from bad. Your mind's too full of mortgages. And if we're passing opinions, Archie, 'tis mine that you're a disgrace to the whole of your clan.
Pack your pipes, McLeish, you're leaving soon. Well, where's my money, Laird?
You'll get your money before midnight, Archibald Ross. I've still half an hour left.
And where do you hope to find it in that space of time?
I've sold the portrait of my ancestress Heather to Mr. Scott here.
You've sold it? But I see no portrait there to be sold.
I've taken it down to be packed.
You're lying.
I can pay you now, lad. Might save you a little trouble. Besides, I'd like to settle the deal and get out of here before that ghost lady turns up again.
I'll be back at midnight, or a wee bit before.
Again?
And it's got to be the most frightening performance of your life.
What now?
No, I want to see it. Give me 10 minutes to get down the passage and out the door. I've got to return by the front door again, you know.
I'll give you a performance, Dux. It'll scare even you.
That's a fine lass.
I can see the news spreading like a prairie fire. All the way to El Paso, most likely. Sam Scott just trudged in from Europe, lugging a genuine Gainsbow.
A what?
A Gainsbow pitcher.
Oh, I see. Mr. Archibald Ross again.
Well, McGregor?
You're lacking breath, Archibald Ross. You needn't have run. There's still time.
I wasn't sure of the time.
Oh, I can't see the clock from here, but there is time, I'm telling you.
A curse upon one that is here. A curse upon him who defies my wish, my word, and my will. His deed will be done at midnight. So I lay my curse upon him to commence at that hour. He will live his days in the misery of loneliness. He will live his nights in the horror of fear. Terror will follow him like a shadow through both day and night.
Quickly, Watson.
Is she all right, Watson?
Yes, only fainted. Mr. Holmes, is it really you?
Yes, Mr. McGregor. Would you look after the girl? Dr. Watson and I must go after the painting. Thank you.
Good heavens.
Through here, Watson.
Right. There, you'll be all right now. I suppose you got what you deserved, but I must admit that you got the worst of the scaring business. Come, lassie, and I'll take you upstairs and find a room where you can rest.
Well, Watson, when our first trap failed, there was only one answer. A secret passageway. But I wanted the ghost with it.
I say, Holmes, the painting.
Ah, good, Watson.
Well, what do you got there?
Well, it appears to be the plans of McGregor Castle.
Ah, yes, of course. This would explain Heather's fantastic exits. This whole place is honeycombed with passageways. And here's something that interests you, Watson. An entrance to the passageway through the stone floor of the battlements.
So that's how she first disappeared on us.
Feel much better now.
Well, we must get the portrait back to Mr. Scott and close the sale before midnight.
Well, what are you going to do now, Laird? You have 5 minutes left by your own clock.
Sassenach. You couldn't be mistaken. You're quite sure.
Well, Mr. McGregor, here's your portrait.
Well, you might just as well take it back where you found it. The buyer's gone and he won't come back. Thanks to your wild theatricals, Mr. Holmes.
Watson, take the picture and hold it up in front of the fireplace.
Right. Like this?
That's it. The McGregor fortunes hang with me. Is it a curse? Or is it a clue as to where the treasure is stored? Now, let us imagine that she is above the fireplace. Which way is she pointing?
Well, I'd say that blank wall over there.
Well, you're ignoring the most significant part of the portrait. Note the wedding ring on the right hand, the sash on the left shoulder, the clan badge on the wrong side of the bonnet. In fact, everything in reverse.
Well, I've never noticed that before.
Well, Gainsborough painted her reflection. Reflect with me, and you will plainly see that she is actually pointing over there.
But that's actually about that newel post.
Pound notes. There you have.
This treasure I swear to keep until a McGregor has sore need of it. And may this Bible guard it well. Heather McGregor, A.D. 1746.
Oh, Heather, I could hug you.
Scraps of paper, every one of them.
They're pound notes. The real pound notes.
Aye, worthless ones issued by Bonnie Prince Charlie before he fled. The McGregor treasure. I'll take the deed to my castle.
One moment, Mr. Ross.
I've had enough of your tricks.
This happens to be an original Wittenberg Bible. Unappreciated in 1746, it is worth approximately £5,000 today.
It makes no difference. The castle's mine and the Bible goes with it.
And conspiracy to defraud.
And also sufficient witnesses. Not alone with your accomplice, and above all, the enormous sums that I personally can sue you for the shock to my nervous system because of that dreadful false ghost. What a mind could invent such a diabolical thing? You, sir, are probably liable to spend the rest of your life in prison. Huh?
Thank you for what you've done, Mr. Holmes.
You're very welcome, Heather.
Thank you for finding the treasure and saving the castle.
You're too good an actress for this kind of work, Heather. But I was up to your tricks all along, though.
It would be very difficult for a woman to fool a strong and intelligent man like you, Dr. Watson. Good day and good trip.
Weirdness Really Bad Movie sadly presents the Weirdness Thought of the Week.
Why do so many things I did yesterday need to be done again today?
And now, it's showtime.
You know, I always thought my boss was an idiot. So I quit and went to work for myself. Now, my new boss is an idiot, but at least I respect him.
And here it is, the greatest advance in television since color television itself. The ultimate in performance and convenience. 7-function remote control color television, so beautiful it enhances any decor. Clean, modern styling. No knobs or gadgets in sight. Superb cabinetry, master crafted of the finest woods. But the outstanding feature of this great new color set, the one big feature that sets it apart, is an amazing new wireless wizard electronic remote control. So perfected, you can operate every control, all 7 functions, and each function is completely variable. You can tune either with the remote unit from your easy chair or use the push button panel in the cabinet. Here, hidden, is the push button panel. It operates exactly in the same way as the wireless remote unit. These rocker bars control all of the necessary tuning functions. To use the 7-function wireless wizard remote control, turn on the power for the remote amplifier at the set. From then on, the set is operative on remote push-button tuning. This red button lights up and signals that the remote amplifier is on and ready for use. Take the remote unit from its handy storage space, and you're set for hours of pure pleasure. Enjoy your favorite programs, black and white or color. Turn the set on, select your channel, see all color shows in living color. Once you've adjusted fine-tuning for each channel, you never need touch fine-tuning again, either at the set or on the remote unit. But if you want, touch, and you can adjust fine-tuning to suit your taste at any time. If you overtune on this or any other control, just push the companion button to reverse the direction of the control. In the same way, press this rocker bar to adjust the color, variable all the way from black and white to maximum color intensity. To adjust the tint control for natural face tones, press the right rocker bar, or the left. Lets you enjoy the picture you want, the way you want to see it. Right at your fingertips, adjust brightness, lighter, darker. Like all the controls on this remote unit, the volume is fully variable. Select any volume you want. Should the telephone ring or guests arrive and you want to lower the sound for conversation, turn the volume down to your taste. Or surround yourself with room-filling 4-speaker sound. To change channels, press this bar. See all regular programs in crisp, clear, black and white. This selector button changes channels clockwise, in ascending order, to pre-selected local channels, while this front window channel indicator lets you know at a glance what channel you're viewing, even from across the room. This button changes channels counterclockwise to lower numbered stations. When you want to turn off picture and sound, just press this button. It turns off the set amplifier, but the separate remote control amplifier is still on, ready for you to return to any later program you wish to see. To turn off this separate remote amplifier, press this button on the push-button panel. When the red pilot light is extinguished, you know both amplifiers are turned off. Yes, here is the ultimate in television, a supreme achievement in television engineering. A color set that puts RCA Victor years ahead in dependable performance, armchair convenience, luxurious styling. A set where the pride of ownership is truly second only to the pleasure.
Time once again for another Weirdness quiz, so get your pen and paper and we can begin.
If you're using an iPad, then you better put down your pen. Today, we're going to take the rain quiz.
So if you're ready, or even if you're not, let's test your rain knowledge.
Question number 1. Rain that freezes before it hits the ground is known as A, frozen rain, B, frozen yogurt, 3, a frozen daiquiri, D, a snow cone.
Question number 2. The umbrella was originally invented for what reason? A, to protect you from the hot sun. B, to protect you from the full moon. 3, to protect you from somebody mooning you. D, to poke the guy in the seat in front of you on the bus.
Question number 3. Raindrops do not originally fall in teardrop shape. What shape do they start out as? A flat oval. B, a fat rectangle. 3, a rejected raisinette. D, a sumo wrestler.
Question number 4. Rain starts off up in the clouds as what? A, ice and snow crystals. B, rice and salt crystals. 3, crystal balls. D, a shot in a beer.
And question number 5. If rain that freezes before it hits the ground is freezing rain, what is sleet? A, frozen ice pellets. B, melted ice pellets. 3, what Mr. Freeze shoots from his ray gun. D, that thing that goes between your mattress and your comforter.
That's it. Test over. Put your pens and pads down.
And now take your paper and hand it to the person on your left.
If there's no one on your left, then just fold it into an origami boat and sail it down the nearest storm sewer.
And be sure to study hard for the next Weirdness quiz.
There goes the fire alarm, and the doggiest fireman in town is right on his toes. Chief is his name, and he's #1 member of Engine Company #2, Oliphant, Pennsylvania. To the fire, boys, and drive like blazes. Chief is the idol of the lady pooches, and right now he's giving them all a ring. Must be a big fire. The chief hopes that it's the dog pound. Up with the ladder, boys. Oh, fireman, save my dolly. Careful there, Chief, or you'll be just another hot dog. Ah, good going. You're a real fireman, Chief. So the little girl gets back her dolly. Ah, nice doggy. And for bravery under fire and smoke, the boys are voting him a raise. 2 bones a day and a snappy new lid.
Well, I deduce that our show is almost over for this week.
Really? How did you deduce that?
Well, quite simple, by looking at my watch.
That makes sense.
Actually, I really looked at my clock on my cell phone. I don't wear a watch anymore.
That makes even more sense.
Hey, but they still have time to catch our website at weirdnessreallybadmovie.com,
where we have over 150 videos that you can view, along with information on our cast members.
And you can email us and let us know what you think about our show at reallyBadmovie@rocketmail.com. And keep it clean. We just might use it on the show.
So tune in next week when our show will be... Dave, what will our show be?
I'm not telling.
Why not?
Look, if you can have your secrets, then I can have mine.
I knew I should never have answered that ad on Craigslist for a co-host. We'll see you next week.
You little so-and-so.